Hi, it's me, Vamp, and welcome to the podcast. The name of this episode, of course, will be Nightwave. So let's talk about Nightwave. Actually, if some of you are familiar with my YouTube channel, Warframe Madness, you'll know that I actually did a video on Nightwave itself not too long ago. Well, the thing about that is it's a bit outdated now. Okay, it's not outdated. That's not the word I meant. It's more of along the lines of that just so much that I want to say about it. There's so much new things that I want to learn about it. Or that I do learn about it rather. And I just don't want to make billions of videos just talking about Nightwave. So I'm going to talk about Nightwave in this podcast and let you guys know what I think of Nightwave, what Nightwave, what would come up with Nightwave, how it changes the future of Warframe, because it does in fact change the future of Warframe. Okay, and I'm going to try to answer a few questions, or rather respond to a few statements from viewers. So there is definitely that. So definitely that will be a bit later on. But okay, let's talk about Nightwave. Okay, so is Nightwave is the alternative to Alert. It's Alert 2.0, basically. They did away with most alerts. I'd say most because they can actually, launch special event alerts anytime they want. So those are still there. But Nightwave replaces other alerts. Therefore, it had lots of other prizes, which they're mostly good, there's some bad, there's some kinks to work out with Nightwave. Now, Nightwave is basically a bounty system. I don't know if you know about bunches that other games, such as Destiny 1, used a similar bounty system. Other games have too. How it basically works is they are getting people to do stuff that they might not normally want to do. Like, they can read these stats and see, oh, people don't usually do this. So, oh, people need to want to do this more. Maybe people will get around to doing it more. Maybe people will tell other people. Maybe it will become something people want to do. Now, this approach is very good and could potentially be bad at the same time. But on the scale, I think it's more good than bad. I'll tell you why I think it's good, then tell you why I think it's bad. It's good because of the fact that you could say, hey, people are playing Warframe more. It looks better for Warframe. The more people play Warframe, the more people will potentially want to play Warframe. The whole thing about streamers too. I actually stream myself. twitch.tv/vamp6x6x6x. Shameless plug, I know. But anyway, yeah, I stream myself, so I actually know that it does have an effect. The more people play a game, the more popular it becomes. stream it, it becomes more popular. It's just a cycle over and over again. So the more people they have playing the game, the better. But at the same time, they have to maintain this bounty system, as in they have to make it give reward that people actually want, so they will actually want to do the bounty system. They have to um, make it so it's engaging, like it can't be like too easy, which is kind of what they are doing right now, and it be done in like 2 seconds, then everyone go back, go away, you know, leave the game. But they also can't make it like a forever mission, which they actually did, which is one of the things I don't like. It's not a quote forever mission, but what they did is they made it so you have to go into a survival mission. Well, okay, they had two survival missions. One, any survival mission for 60 minutes with a friend or a clanmate. Basically, someone on your friend list or someone that's in your clan. So I went with someone to a real easy place. You know, they were on my friend list. Another one was in my clan. You know, we wiped that out. But then there was one that said that you have to go into the Kuba Fortress, which is tougher enemies, for 60, at least 60 minutes without using life support, which, if you know of Warframe, you'll know that usually you need to use life support if the enemy get too strong, so you can't just hit them. Well, me and a friend of mine actually tried a few times. We ended up failing around 45 minutes. It was very annoying. We spent like a good 2 hours plus trying to do that. Luckily, we went into a public game and they wanted to do it too. So we actually got it done there. We were so happy about it. But that brings up another thing. Like right after we did it, after we finished, do you know what we did? We quitted Warframe for the night. I mean, we wouldn't have quitted, wanted to quit Warframe for the night if the missions weren't so long that you had to do and frustrating after time because we just couldn't do it. But also, at the same time, you could argue that we wouldn't have necessarily spent all that time in Warframe if we weren't trying to do the mission. So that's one of the things that's good for Warframe as a whole, that people are actually going to be able to, you know, what is the right word? That people are actually going to be able to play Warframe. That's more longer. That's good for Warframe as a whole. But what's not good is the fact that it seems like we have to spend all the time doing something we necessarily don't want to do. I wish there was some more compromise there, but I think that's just me. I'm not sure. But the system as a whole, I did finish out most of my weeklies in one day. There's a bunch of weeklies, there's one daily that you get a different one every day. I think there should be more than one daily, personally. but that's just me. This is a new system. It was actually just implemented mid to end last week, so it's still new, still happening. They're still taking feedback and whatnot, which is actually why I made a full video on it, because they are taking feedback, and hey, who knows, maybe they'll actually listen to this podcast one day, who knows, and then they'll be like, hey, that's feedback. We need to find a way to make this more engaging, but make it so people don't want to be like, oh, no, thank you, type thing. So, yeah, that is actually very good. You definitely should definitely get on that. Okay, so this part of, okay, to me, blindly ranting is mostly for now over. I do want to address some topics from my community because there were actually a few comments upon the video. Yeah, there were actually a few comments. Okay, so, one of the comments actually was that, they hope that he is going to put, the events they make for Nightwave in rotation. Basically, what they mean is that the devs actually have confirmed that each rotation, each season, series, whatever you want to call it, it's going to be roughly 3 months, 10 weeks. It's going to have a different theme. The theme we're on right now is actually, the Wolf of Saturn. In 10 weeks or 9 weeks, however many it left, then they're going to have another theme. We don't know it yet, of course, but yeah, what this person is actually hoping is that they put the older events back into rotation so we don't have any downtime, which actually it's a pretty clever idea, I think. The only problem I can potentially see with that is the fact that if everyone has other rewards, people might not be as motivated to get more of the same. But at the same time, people might be, because there are some pretty good rewards in there right now, and an old event is better than no content at all, in my opinion, anyway. With that said, however, they could simply just like update the rewards but replay the older event. That would be pretty cool. It's kind of a middle ground, it's an older event but with new rewards, so some could argue that it's content, but I don't know if they'll do that because they did say they're going to add the lore to the game and they want the armor and whatnot to be semi-exclusive for people who have actually, been, doing stuff like, they've been going out on missions, they've been doing this, they've been doing that, and everything, which, I cannot blame DE because that is something I believe that not only did they do regularly, but I don't know. I'm not necessarily against, I'm not necessarily for. It's just one of the things. It is what it is. Some people might be super, super upset about it. Some people will be more understanding about it. And I actually am more understanding about it, but I don't know if that's just because I actually am in the event right now. Like, how would I feel if I wasn't in the event? Would I feel worse? Would I be like, hey, that's not fair? Or would I, just take what I can and move on? But yeah, that is what that looks like. That's it on that Nightwave discussion itself as far as chat is concerned, and I have actually rambled on quite a bit. I feel like. But you know what? I just want to say that this seems like a good system overall. Will it have kinks to work out? Yes, it will have kinks to work out. It had kinks to work out. They actually haven't even fully, decided on where they're gonna go from here. They've said that already, that so many ways they could go. They haven't decided yet. Hopefully, they do decide in the future. Could be good, could be bad. I personally can't wait to figure out what they're going to do. I really hope they do good things. This had the making of a good system. It's good for Warframe. I think they need to add more dailies overall, fix some of the other stuff I mentioned, but first and foremost, add more dailies. If I look on my account as of right now, I only have 3 more weekly left. When the first week came out like 5 or 6 days ago, whenever it did, I actually finished all of them that same day. So I got one daily every day, but for the rest, I would have to wait till the next week. Luckily, since it launched when a week was halfway over, there was only like 4 days left in one of the weeks. So it refreshed faster than it normally would have by like 3 days. But yeah, other than that, they can take the time, see what works, see what doesn't, get feedback. They already got some feedback. Players really don't seem to like that whole have to have a friend or clanmate to play the game, because a lot of people either like playing solo or play solo. They either like playing solo or they have to play solo because their friends aren't playing the game, which is understandable. And as far as clans are concerned, clans have cliques usually. Okay, it's one of those things. Clans have cliques. Different clan people like to play with certain clan people. Not every clan mate will play with a clan mate just because they're your clanmate doesn't mean they won't be like, oh, that person isn't up to the challenge or get good or whatever. So I can understand where they're coming from. And with that said, I actually think I am going to end it here. Thank you all for tuning in. Hopefully, I don't know if this has really informed you per se of much about Nightwave, but hopefully, this has done something good to let you guys know what to look for. Hopefully, see what happens and whatnot. Later.